I'm Astrid, I'm Waddle and Wool, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a lot to share with you today, and you're going to get very proud of me because I've completed several objects, and I'm so excited to share them with you. So first up, I have a post. Yay! Now this is super duper uber late with the current everything going on. Australia Post is taking forever and a day and then another 12 to be able to get anyone anything, and I mean, bless them, they're trying really hard. I'm getting a couple of emails about how much they've been working, but I got this one and I'm really excited. So this is February and we're in April. I'm recording this on Saturday the 11th of April, so it's been a while. And then I've still got March and then a couple of other things that should be coming my way, but we shall see how they go. So, are you ready? I've opened it up correctly this time, so it's less easy for me to guess exactly what it is. And we have, the Chill Out colorway. Yay! So it's been this long, I don't even remember what this one was about. So bear with me as I open things up, find them and tell them. So this one here is Ordine Wools with Creative Grandma. It is the colorway Sky. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% tencel. 320 meters, 350 yards, over 100 grams. So I really like these like elongated speckles. I think they're going to be quite fun. I don't know what I'd make with them. Nothing's really jumping to me. I've clearly got enough other things that are coming my way, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these, but they're nice to have and look and be pretty. So thank you, Knit Crate. In addition, I have a giant button. Like, it's cute. What am I going to do with it? That was anticlimactic. Like, it's pretty. Giving employment to women in South Africa, handmade, fully washable buttons. Incomparable buttons. I mean, it's clay. It's been hand painted, not fully glazed. Very heavy. This is a very heavy item. I don't know if it really goes with these either. I think it's just like one of those things I've just chucked in. I don't know what to say. It's not really good for someone with a YouTube, which is all about talking, but I don't know what to say on that. So this is the yarn inspirations for February. I saw someone, her name is Ali, and she was my fiber share partner. She reached out to me and said, hey, can I use your Knit Crate code so that she can get a $5 Knit Crate and that I got a discount as well. So thank you, Ali, for using my code and getting a discount, giving me a discount. She got the Energize Me, which is yellow and coral and orange and really bright, and so her, like so much Ali. And it was really exciting to see her get something so beautiful that she would use and that she really liked. So that was really fun. In the show notes down the bottom, I'm going to put in that code. Sorry, my cat's playing with the box now. Hey, you want to sit in it? We'll see what happens. See if it sits in it. So if you would like the code, I will put it down the bottom for you. You are obviously under no obligations. It does benefit me. And so I'm not asking you to do it. It's simply an offer because you do get a $5 box, which is quite exciting for you. But it's completely up to you. So this is the like the catalogue that it comes with. So we've got crochet scarf on the cover. Tells you about the yarn. It tells you about the collaborative person that they worked with, which is Creative Grandma, who I've never heard of before. She is a crocheter, which is probably why I've never heard of her before. So you've got, this is the one that Ali got, that really, I don't like this finger now that it doesn't have a needle, a nail on it, so I'm very grumpy about it. So this is the one that Ali got. See how bright and lovely and coral and beautiful that is? I love it. That's the Chill Out. I'm glad I didn't get it just because it's not me. And it's the Energize Me, and I think that's really soft and sweet and quite lovely. So I'm quite happy with it. They have different patterns in there. I obviously hate socks, and I don't really like the mittens. Where are we? I don't really love that. So I'm kind of, it's a bit of a miss. I'm glad I've got it. And I'll see what I do with it, but yeah. Oh well. Moving on to something that I do love. So my three best friends, my three closest girls that I call when I'm crying at 2 a.m. and they pick up and they talk to me. The girls that when I'm acting like an idiot, they pull me aside and go, girl, you're acting like an idiot. The ones that completely keep me in check and who I adore, they're all getting married. And it's so exciting. So Sarah is one of my closest friends, and she is getting married next year, and she's got her engagement party coming up. So I thought she's such a champion of me. She loves everything I do, and she always cheers me on. She runs her own business as well, doing events. So her business is called Diamond Designs, and she's an amazing events planner in Western Australia. So she has supported me completely, and I thought I would make something for her. So I thought I would design her a scarf. So her and her partner, I actually work with him at my job, and he is very, how do I say it? Very quiet, very reserved. He's a bigger guy, and he's just like, you feel his presence when he's in a room, but not in a negative way. Like, he's just a very grounded, solid kind of guy. And I think that Sarah needs that in her life. Because she's a lot more like me. She's very talkative, very flirty in some ways. Not as in like the wrong way, but just like, she likes to talk to people and make them feel at home, and she really loves to connect with people, whereas he's happy to stand back and just watch. So I wanted to get a pattern that would really reflect both of their personalities. Something that would be individually standalone, but that would also complement together. So I didn't want it to be matchy-matchy. I wanted it definitely to sing to their own personalities, but to have common trends in it. So I started thinking about what I would do, and I went through a couple of designs in my head before I landed on this one. So I posted up on Instagram, please help me choose what to do. And some of you guys, lovely people, you did. And then I decided to take one of them and then transform it with a different one. So thank you very much for your support and your guidance. I really appreciate it, because one of the things I want to do is, if I'm making this design, I may as well release it as well. And so I'm definitely going to be putting this one out in the world when it is able to be talked about. So this is the lace that I'm really using, but then I've decided to merge it in with this one. So I love this heart going in here. I don't like the top bit. I think that's a bit much, but I love this bit in here. And I love this crossed over and this bottom of the heart. So I thought I would kind of combine them and do these two together. So for her scarf, it's going to be very lacy. For his scarf, it's going to be more of the outline, but then she's also going to have some outline parts. It's going to be, for her scarf, it's going to be like lace texture. And then for his, it's just going to be textured the whole way with a rib border. So very much something that's going to complement them both. Yeah, she gets a lot more detail because she is a lot more full of life, I would say. And he gets a much more simple, refined, pulled back scarf. So I'm going to be publishing these once they are finished. And I can't wait to finish them. I'm really, really excited because Anna from Stitchcraft and Wizardry, she's going to pop up quite a few times in this because like she's just becoming such a dear friend to me and such an amazing person. And I I love her. Guys, if you meet her, just give her a hug because she's the best. Obviously not during now, but like later. Oh, I love her. I reached out to her and I was like, hey, my best friend's getting married and I need yarn to make a scarf for her and him. Help me. So I sent her some mood boards. Actually, Sarah was like, oh, I'm bored. I'm stuck at home. And I was like, awesome. Send me mood boards of you. Here's a job for you to do. And then she was like, okay, that's weird. So she sent me all these mood boards. Then I sent them over to Anna and was like, hey girl, mood boards, go for your life. So she put together some of the most amazing yarn. And I can't show you now because Sarah is too supportive and too positive and she's going to watch this video. So, or she's going to watch my Instagram or she's going to see something. So I want it to be a surprise for Sarah. So once it's done, then I can show you. So the race is on just for me to show you, but I need to make it first. Yes. Very excited about this. Very, very excited. They're the most beautiful colors. You are going to love them. Yes. Okay. The next thing. So my design process is very developing, I would say. I've knit a couple of things. So the first things that I've ever knit were very on the fly. So as I was knitting them, I would design them. And that's true for Yamala, which I'm going to show you soon. I didn't really think about these things. I just kind of started doing them, and then would write them down, like write down the pattern that I'm doing. And I wanted to become more intentional about how I knit. I always start with an idea. Like, for example, Yamala, I knew that I would have a big cable down the side, and I'll talk to you more about that as it happens. And I knew what I wanted. Hold up. Thank you, baby. Cats. So I knew what I wanted with Yamala, but I never wrote down how to do it. And it did give me a little bit of grief later on. And I'll talk to you about that when we come up to it. But I wanted to be more intentional. So I have this yarn from Tiny Toadstool Cottage. I'm sure you remember me unboxing it. This is the James and the Giant Peach colorway. I don't actually know if that's the real name of it, but that's what I'm calling it. So sorry, Jane, if I've just renamed your stuff. But I just love it. And as soon as I unboxed it, I knew I had to make this into a textured scarf. I feel like some days I just need plain stockinette, and that's when my brain space is very low or when I'm doing other things. So when I'm marking, I actually knit, and I knit, and then as I'm reading it, it helps me concentrate better, and then I have my red pen like between here, and then I flick it over, and then I mark, and then I flick it back, and then I knit, and then I flick it over and I mark. And so for me, stockinette is exactly what I need. So cloud drifts, I'm still working on. I'm not going to show you because it's probably gotten another 2 rows since last time, and last time wasn't a lot. So there's no point me showing you something that's just not looking any better. But I'm getting there, and I'm sure that probably next term I will continue to improve it, especially as next term we're going to be doing it online. So also online when I'm doing like WebEx, which is the video cam, kind of like a Zoom call. Oh my God, get this right. Okay, get this. So, the government, the Australian government, the Department of Education is like, you're teachers, you're educated, make your own decisions, go wild. And I was like, awesome, let's do Zoom. Then a couple of days later, I was like, look, your decisions, you know, you're really good at them. We recommend you don't use Zoom, but go wild. And I was like, awesome, you know what? Recommendations are recommendations, that's okay. I'm just going to use Zoom. But started thinking about which way the wind was blowing. Another few days later, look, you're teachers, you're educated, you're smart, you can make a decision, but we're going to tell you what decisions you can make. So you can't use Zoom, you have to use WebEx. And I'm not a fan of WebEx. So girl's going to do what a girl's going to do, and now I'm using WebEx, and trust me, I'm not loving it. But the point is, I'm going to be doing a lot more online classes now, a lot more video. So thank goodness I've got this and you guys to become more confident with. Because I spend a lot of time just staring at myself in the video. And you can see how many times I play with my hair, just because that's what, you know, Got to feel like I look good. So, point is, when I'm doing something that needs some brain space, I can't, I have to knit and stockinette. And when I get a little bit more free time in my brain, then I can knit something with texture or lace or whatever. I'm also a little bit sad about these holidays. Well, excited sad that I have so many books to read. So all the books behind me, I've probably read most of those. I read these ones here, from this one to this one. I read them in about a week because they're just childhood favorites and I love them. But I went through and I organized some and I found a couple that I haven't read, and that offends me that I've got a book in my house that I haven't read. So my holiday plan is to read them, but because I'm knitting lace for the secret scarves, I can't read and knit lace at the same time. I can knit and read totally fine, but I can't do lace because it's so much thinking. I'm so grumpy. Anyway, Tiny Toadstool Cottage. She made an amazing colorway of James the Giant Peach with just to do with books, and I decided to do something with texture. So I've decided to do a slip stitch pattern. I've got 3 different sections that are going to be in lacy kind of slip stitchy textury things. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to read and knit with these, which I'm excited about. So going back to my design process, I've only just cast on so you can just see kind of how it goes. It's so pretty. I'm loving these like neon pinks. So my design process, like I said, I always seem to write them up after the fact, and I wanted to be a bit more intentional and write it up before. So I went looking through my trusty stitch dictionary and found a couple that I just love, put them together in a way that I think is beautiful, knit a little swatch, fell even more in love with it. And so now I'm starting on this and I'm really excited. Hopefully this won't take too long. Hopefully I will get this done nice and fast that I can wear it in term 2 as the weather is starting to cool down but isn't yet at the point where it needs to be like jumpers and stuff. That said, I'm currently sweating and I had to go tell my housemate I'm going to turn the aircon on because I'm sorry, wherever winter is coming it is so bright outside. I'm sure you can see it shining on my face and it is so warm. So I think this is going to be a nice light cowl that I'm going to be using for a good couple of months because Australian summers last forever. Australian winters don't get that cold. And also winter is not here. Winter is not coming, guys. Not coming. Okay. The next things I wanted to show you are my finished objects. And I'm so proud of myself. So I have Yoramala, which is this one just here. I showed you a beautiful picture of it soaking and then I blocked it. She grew a little bit, but that's okay. I love her for it anyway. And I'm going to try it on in a second and show you, but I wanted to tell you about it first. So I went to Latvia in 2018. Latvia is where my dad's family is from. I struggle with my identity at the moment because me and my sisters are talking about this. I'm ethnically Latvian. So I've got the heritage of a Latvian. I've got the colouring of a Latvian. I've got the shoulders of a Latvian. But I don't have the experiences of being Latvian. And I think I've spoken to you guys about this before, that I struggle with saying that I'm a Latvian. I prefer to say I'm ethnically Latvian or I'm descended from Latvians. I say I'm Latvian because it's quick and easy, and I say it to my kids at school. But if I'm actually getting into a proper conversation, I prefer to say that I'm, descended from there. Just because I don't have the same experiences and they have different struggles to what we've got in Australia. And I think in a way it's almost cheapening the identity of being Latvian if I say that I've got it when I speak with the most Aussie accent ever and can say about 7 words in Latvian. Anyway, so we went there for a song and dance festival in 2018. So the independence of Latvia is a hilarious story of just basically failures. And that's mostly the point that Latvia is a tiny country. We've got a sea and 1 port at the sea called Riga, which is the capital city. And the rest of it is bordered by country. And it's very small. There's about 1 million people who live in Latvia. Very small. And that's now. And it keeps getting taken over, especially by Russia, because it has a port that doesn't freeze over, whereas Vladivostok in Russia does freeze over. And so people seem to like my country quite a bit, or the country I'm from, and takes it over quite often. So in 1918, we were finally recognised by the Icelandic government as being our own country, which was amazing. And we decided, I keep saying we, you get the idea. Latvia decided that in 1918, it was fully recognised, therefore it is its own country. And before that, there's a lot of history, which I'm very interested in, but it takes a long time to explain. Then in 1939, the Second World War broke out. And at the end of it, in 1945, America, this is Astrid's version, this is my interpretation, America kind of said to Russia, well done, nice effort, you really helped us out there. You can have a pick of all these countries in the Eastern European bloc. And Russia went, thank you, I take them all. And they took them all. And Latvia was included. And Latvia just kind of went, pause on the nationality spectrum, on the we are a country spectrum. At the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1992, a year before I was born, Latvia, the Cold War ended, Soviet Russia, the rule of Soviet Russia ended, and Latvia just went, unpause. So then it became its own country again. And so 2018 was technically 100 years from Latvia first declaring its own independence. And so we had 100 years of Latvia, and I just loved it because I love the stoic, hard-going, keep-going attitude of Latvians, and I just think it's really beautiful. So we went there. We had an amazing time. We met some family that I've never seen before. Obviously, they're in Latvia. But I met them for the first time. I've met people that I've heard stories about and that, were just so warm and open and lovely and amazing. And I really fell in love with the country. Previously, I'd gone to England, and my mum's family's from England. Now, I've been mostly raised by my mum. Dad was there, but mostly by my mum. And I always thought that I would connect really deeply with Britain because that's, my mum's heritage, and, we drink tea like no tomorrow. And I just felt like there would be more cultural similarities that would enable me to connect deeper with England. I went to England and it was amazing. Don't get me wrong. It was beautiful and lovely, and my family are just amazing humans, but I didn't automatically connect. And I thought I would, and I almost felt like I'd failed, that I didn't connect so deeply straight away, and I felt like there was something wrong. And so that was a bit hard for me, that I didn't feel this instant connection. And when I went to Latvia, I was like, you know what? Like, the best I've got is that I've got blonde hair and blue eyes and shoulders. Like, I don't speak Latvian. I mean, I can say hello, goodbye, I love you very much, sleep well, chucha saldi, that's cute, and green beans. No, these beans, because it's shitas pupas, and you can't forget that when you're 7. So, I don't speak a lot of language, and I just kind of thought I wouldn't connect. I didn't expect to fall in love with the country and the nation as much as I did. And I flew in a plane to get there. We ended up in Finland, and then we boarded like a charter plane. I'm not a good flyer. I do not like flights. I do not like tiny planes. They remind me that I'm a sardine packed inside a little thing with filtered air that everyone else has breathed in, and I don't like it. And we were in there, and it was a 2x2, and it was very small, and it was not nice. And I got there. I got to Latvia on this horrible flight, and I stepped off the plane, and I just felt this instant connection, heart connection, that I'm home and I'm there, and it was amazing. And so that was kind of when I decided I was going to design a lot more to do with Latvia. I've always known I wanted to design from an Australian perspective, because I am very Australian. But I think that solidified in my mind that I'm also Latvian, I'm also part Latvian, and I've got this heritage to share. So that's all to say. We went to a couple of different places. We went to a beach called Jurmala, which is why I've named this one Jurmala. I keep pronouncing it wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Jurmala instead of Jurmala, but yeah, I'm going to go with Yurramala because my grandma corrected me the other day on how to pronounce it. And I went to this beach and the beach sucked because I'm Australian and I expect beaches to be white sand, frothy surf, blue sky, blue sea. And this one was more like grey sand, grey water, grey sky because it's just always cold over there. And so I was a bit disappointed, but I still enjoyed it. I think I'm just a snob because of my Australian heritage. And so I went to that beach and I got a little bit inspired by just the gentle rolling waves that was coming up, especially because they don't have like big ocean currents. It's just a sea. So it's like little lapping waves. And I wanted it to be something that was gentle and lapping and soft. And then I went to, a couple of days later, before we left, I was walking around with my family and they knew that, like, they know that I knit and they knew that I was going to have to go buy some yarn. And God bless my parents, like my dad, because he would search for yarn stores and he made sure to find a couple for me and to take me there. And that was really beautiful. And one such store that I went to, they had this. So it was Lana Gatto in Class. It is 80% Lana Merino extra fine and 20% Angora. It doesn't have a colorway. It just says color lot, but I would like to call this sky or baby blue. And it is so soft and so amazing. And I remember just looking at it going, oh, I love it. And then I think I bought them all. This is back when I was still designing my first one, Alciclis, and I don't think I'd had a lot of experience really knitting jumpers before. And so I didn't really know how much I needed for a jumper, and I just kind of just made up a number and said I want like 18 of them or something. So I have a lot of these. I might even have enough to be able to do something else, like a different project with these, because I've got quite a bit left. But I mean, I'm not unhappy about it at all. It was a really good deal. I remember like, it was in euros, but they were maybe €7.50 or something. So in Australian, that's 15, which is about, I'd probably be paying for Merino Angora. I'd probably be paying about 20, 22 for these. So it was a really good deal. I was quite excited. So all of that to say that I have finished Yurramala, and that is the reasons why. So this one was very much knit during the moment. And written up after the fact / during the moment. I started it, I think I've told you before, I started it at a play with another best friend who's also getting married, Catherine, when we went to watch Shakespeare at the Globe, which was a pop-up in Australia. Like they had it in Perth. And was it The Tempest? It was the one with the twins. The one that She's the Man is based on. Pretty sure it was The Tempest. Yes. So we went and watched it and I started this there. So I started the ribbing and I remember getting some of the cable done as well. So short rows in the dark at a movie, at like a live action theatre. Be so proud of me because that is something I never knew I could do. Okay, so. Oh, she's so pretty. So I've woven in all the outside ends. I haven't woven in the inside ones. I'm going to have to do it for a couple of them. But because this is Merino Angora, it's going to felt a little bit. And I kind of want to leave them in there just in case I needed to, in case like something comes open and I need to re-sew them in. There's one on the back there that I did sew in and I think it's just puckered it and I'm not happy with it at all. So I'm going to leave that one there because it's on the back and I can't notice it, so I don't care. But I'm going to leave the rest of them. You can see a couple of them like hanging out. I'm going to leave them there just for a little bit. I've heard that a couple of other people do this as well. And just see kind of how they go, if they wash up, if they felt in, or if they end up working out. So we shall see. So this has got a boat neck style construction. And it is technically raglan, but it's not because instead of having like a shoulder seam construction that comes down, it's all on one. So this is kind of knit on the bias, like it's a diagonal kind of take in here. Underneath the arm, I do need to sew that up properly. But you've kind of got the matching. Oof, you can see where my cat decided to lay on things, can't you? Good Lord. You can see, here, I'll show you on this side, it's probably better. There we go. So you can see where I've had to decrease in to be able to counteract the increases going on here. And that's what gives it that beautiful diagonal look. I've given short rows in here to sort of shape the arm, because otherwise it's really belly, like, looks like bell bottoms in your hands, and I did not like that look. I did want it to be sleevey, where you could just kind of roll it up and get to work. It's like a spring, autumn kind of piece. It's not really for winter, although it is so warm that it probably will be for winter anyway. It's got waist shaping in the sides. Because, and just to flare it out, I found that, I mean, cables do tug in a little bit. And I found it was almost too tight across my stomach, which is something that I don't like, and I would prefer to kind of keep that a little bit hidden. So yes, I'm quite a fan. I'm writing this up now to grade it out for all the sizes. I tend to go from, where are you for our set list? I think it was extra small, had 8 sizes. So extra small, small, medium, large, and then 4XL. Because L. So I want to be able to grade this out. I want it to be absolutely beautiful. And I just think it's really luxurious, but it's one of those pieces that is very casual and very, you know, you wear this on a Saturday afternoon. Whereas our necklace, I think, like that for me was the cafe kind of one that you pull it on when you're going out to a cafe, but you can also wear it to work. It's a bit of a transition piece between like work to home. Whereas this one, I would wear it to work, but my work is quite casual. I don't know if this would be a really good office piece. I think this is more of like a Saturday, Sunday afternoon kind of a relaxation one. So that's that. I'm going to take it off because it is so hot. Like probably 34 degrees Celsius. And I've had to close my door because there's so many cars outside, but it means I don't get a breeze. So it's just hot. Okay. So the next things I have finished. I think I've mentioned a couple of times that my cousin Natalie is expecting her first baby, not elephant, her first baby. So I've knit a couple of things for her. And they're blocking. So they're actually, if I can show you, they're on like a little clothes horse right now. Just as they dry, and then I pulled them inside for this, and I'm going to let them go back outside and dry up at the end of it. So again, the glorious and wonderful Anna from Stitchcraft and Wizardry, she, I reached out to her and I was like, hey Gorge, what have you got for yarns for babies? Because my cousin's expecting her first and I want to kind of bless my cousin a little bit. So I've also got her, where is it? The bag's over here. I've also got my cousin a whole bag of baby clothes. And some of these are so cute. So I've got like little cockatoos. I've got an I love you. These are all like jumpsuit kind of things. When I bought them, I didn't know if baby was a girl or a boy. Little bear cubs. Oh. And I've got a couple of like little standalone, just like shirts and pants and stuff. Some socks in here. Like they're so cute and little and fluffy. I'm not clucky. I can't be clucky. 7 years before kids, guys. Can't be clucky. And then these ones, little puppies and more little puppies, because Natalie, my cousin, fosters dogs. So I figured puppies would work. So I know that typically when you have a baby, you want to dress it in the colours. And I'm all for that, but I didn't know what colour the baby was. Whoa, definitely know what colour the baby was. Didn't know what gender the baby was. Ugh. And so, oh God, it's been a day. And so I didn't know what to get, so I wanted to get something that would just be beautiful instead of gender specific, because no one, like I'm sure Nat wouldn't want her little boy dressed in pink frills or her little girl dressed in like blue dump trucks. Just at first. They can make up their mind later, but at first, you know. So I reached out to Anna and I was like, hey girl, what colour do you reckon for babies? And she also had a discount going on for FiberShare. And I was like, yeah, I'll totally do that. And then I didn't because other things came up, but that's okay. So I got this yarn. I think I showed it to you last episode with Mum when we were talking about knitting. And this is called Little Old Man or Kleiner Onkel, which Anna says I can pronounce correctly, which is super exciting. And this is a little baby hat that is called, where's my notes? Baby Hat with Top Knot, it's right here, by Tegan at Love Fibers. So this is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is absolutely adorable. I think it's so pretty. I like the slight fuzz that this is giving as well. This is in DK. And so I'm just loving the color, and I think it's going to fit absolutely perfectly. Nat really loved the top knot, which is what I sent her a couple of pictures and said choose. And she said, nah, the top knot is just the cutest thing ever. So I made this one with the top knot. I've also made a matching jacket. And then again, thank you for your help on Instagram, because I put some toggle buttons onto it, and then sewed them down as tight as I could, and then spent a little bit of time pulling on them just to make sure that no baby is going to pull them out. So this is the Norwegian fur top-down cardigan by OGE, I don't know, OGE Designs, OGE Knitwear Designs. This is another free pattern on Ravelry. It is still wet a little bit, still blocking, so it's a little bit heavy, but it's so cute. And again, and again, I thought it'd be really good for a boy or a girl. This color, when we found out it was a girl, I did this one because I wanted to, I like this lace. But I think this lace on a boy might not work, but it definitely works for a girl. Then I reached out to you guys and said, hey, help, what do I do for these buttons? And then you guys definitely suggested the toggles. And they're big enough that a baby can't put them in her mouth, and they are sewn on so tight. I mean, look, I've never had a baby. I don't know what they need, what they do. The ones that I've seen sleep a lot, and then I hold them and then they cry and then I give them back. That's about the only experience I've got. So I don't know what they're going to put in their mouth and how big it needs to be or whatever. And I just freaked out a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that everything was going to work. As well as that, let's see if I can, no, my cat's not going to trace it. All right. As well as that, I've knit a baby blanket, which is this. So this is the Camilla baby blanket from Carrie Bostic Homes in her Matter anthology, the first one. This is really, really beautiful. I used just Spotlight cotton yarn, just cheap cotton. I shouldn't say cheap, but budget-friendly cotton. I mean, this blanket, is like $80, so just materials included. So, you want to be able to make sure it's relatively affordable. This is folded over, so that is, can you even see that? Yeah. So it's twice as big folded over, which is quite lovely. I like this kind of brownish grey at the ends. I ran out of white just towards the end, so this is actually filling in the gaps, but I still really like it. I don't think you can notice until I point it out, which is of course what I've just done. Yay! But I really like this. I washed it last night, and I'm going to put it back up because it is actually rather heavy when it's wet. I washed it last night and I put it up. I soaked it, I should say, thinking it'd be fine. And then it kind of I don't know, it had these bands of discoloration, and I was like, oh no. And then also I wanted to make sure that it's a baby blanket. You wash baby stuff all the time. This needs you to go into the bath into the washing. Why to a bath? doesn't have a bath. Goes into a washing machine. It needs to be washing machine friendly, and that was why I bought this yarn. That's why I bought cotton, especially. Nat's got a couple of allergies, so I wanted to make sure it would not be an allergy problem for a baby that we obviously don't know. So I got cotton. It's the friendliest one I could think of, and nice and bulky, so it would knit up in time. And so I put it in the washing machine this morning, and it has with a little bit of nappy sand, and it has sorted it out completely. The whites are white. I feel like a nappy sand ad. Yay! But I'm really glad because I was a bit worried about that. So the last thing to show you, is, again, praising Anna of Stitchcraft and Wizardry because she is just so glorious. So I wanted to make sure that I was matching Natalie's stuff, and I wanted to give a present for Mama because I think everyone forgets about Mama. They just buy all the stuff for baby and they forget about Mama. So I wanted to make something for Nat that would be she could wear, that she would match her baby, but it wasn't matchy-matchy, and just something cute. Her baby is due around June, July, which is Australian winter, and she lives in Brisbane, which does, I mean, it's not as far south as Perth is, so it's not as cold, but I mean, you still get cold. Think surfer's paradise for any international people, Gold Coast, that kind of area. So it's stereotypically, you know, sun, surf, sand, fun, bikinis and bathers. But it does get a little bit cold for, you know, at least a week. So I knit Nat this beanie. This is a ribbed beanie. Funny story, I hate rib. I don't know why I chose to knit a rib or design a knit ribbed beanie, but you know, I did. It's got a double brim, like a double construction, just to keep in any extra warmth. It's super stretchy, obviously for head size, because I'm pretty sure Nat and I are the same head size, but I wanted to make sure, you know, that it's all gonna work. It doesn't have too much room at the top, only a little bit. So if you're wearing, you know, ponytail or whatever, it doesn't like bulk it up. And I wanted to make sure there was enough room in there. I have blocked this, and then my hair is freshly washed, so there's no weird oils I'm putting onto this at all, just in case you're wondering. I used some of my leftovers. I've actually still got like half a ball of Kleiner Onkel, but I think I had 2 skeins of Kleiner Onkel to do all of this. So this has been really well done by Anna. Thank you. So I used Kleiner Onkel for the ribbing band, and then I used some heirloom alpaca from Spotlight. These are 95 meters per 50 grams, and I used just over 1. So technically 2, but it's just over 1. I was going on Pinterest to have a look at cool constructions because I didn't want it to be really basic with, you know, the swirl, and I saw these. So I really like how this is. So it's a first round for the decreases. You've got the actual like decreases that come in here, and then the second round you decrease them together, and then you knit 6, and then first round decrease, you decrease, and then you knit them together. So I just think it's kind of like little climbing vines or little branches, and I really, really like it. It's quite unisex. I think it's not too feminine, and it's not too masculine either. I have written it for both females and males, and I've also done a child size. However, at the time of this recording, Anna she tested it for me because she's an amazing friend, and then she gave me lots of compliments on how amazing my pattern is, but then basically rewrote it because I can't do math. So I'm a bit like, thank you for all the compliments, that you've done all the work. And anyway, so I am going to have to rewrite up this pattern for the child size because there's a little bit more to go, but it was my first attempt and I'm pretty proud. And there was only 1 row that was incorrect and just screwed up the rest, but I'm pretty proud of my effort. So clap for me out there, because I think I've done really good. So this is Nat's beanie. Because I wanted it to be unisex, I didn't want to say Natalie's beanie because I feel like that excludes the guys. I do have a couple of other testers who are currently testing it for me. I've got Hannah, who's my amazing friend in Norway. Her name is Trankalopa on Instagram. I've got Luke, who's my amazing technical editor. And I keep telling him, I'm like, I'm going to send you all this stuff. And then I don't. The poor kid's probably like, oh, she never sends me anything. But I will, Luke. I will. But he's in America and he's pretty amazing. He's put together this awesome combination and I can't wait to show you. And I've got another friend who's actually local to me. Her name's Elise and her Instagram handle is Ekbel. And so between the four of everyone, of my amazing friends, I'm going to have some incredible tested hats for these just to make sure that everything goes right. Because I promised you I would never release anything without testing it again. Ever. But to celebrate Nat's beanie, I talked to Anna from Stitchcraft and Wizardry and I was like, hey girl, you know what I really want to do? You know what I think would just be so much fun? A giveaway. And then all this doom and gloom came out and everyone's like, oh, it's really sad, it's really hard. Don't get me wrong, totally is. I'm not discounting anything, but let's be positive. Let's have some really good chats and hangs. So I thought I would put out a giveaway for Nat's beanie. So Anna dyed up Kleiner Onkel, or little old man, and then she wove them or hand skeined them into 3 mini skeins, which guys, it's a lot of work. So I'm amazed that she's done this for me and just she gave it to me for free as well. And I was telling mum, I was like, mum, she's giving me her stuff for free and it's not fair because I want to pay her for her stuff and I just don't like it. Why is she giving me her stuff for free? And mum was like, be grateful. And I'm like, I am, but also I want to pay her. So mum was like, you're always broke. Why are you trying to pay someone when you have no money? Anyway, she skeined these up for me, which means, guys, we have 3 giveaways. So I went to Spotlight and I got the matching baby alpaca. They didn't have any in a color that would really go with this. And because these are the 3, I wanted to kind of stick to the original and make sure that it was really going to be beautiful. So I've got 6 of these, 3 of these. So we get 3 giveaways. I might throw a couple of other goodies in there. I've got holidays now, so we'll see what else I can scrounge up and find for you guys, which I'm really excited about. I am going to put this up on Instagram as a giveaway. So what I'm thinking is tag a friend is 1 entry. So tag as many friends as you want. Share it on your stories as well. Get my name out there. Some, selfless bragging rights. And that's 3 entries into the giveaway. But also, I designed this beanie for Natalie, and she's going to be a first-time mum. Now, my beautiful cousin, she stresses, as would I. To be fair, we're very much the same kind of personality, and I can't imagine being pregnant at this time. And they've had more than enough of their share of problems, her and her amazing partner, David. So I'm sure that she would love some love and some good advice. So what I would like is for any advice for a first-time mama, and if it's, I want to compile it together and maybe send her like a little list of just good advice that people have shared for when you're freaking out and your baby's crying and you don't know what to do and you're like, what the heck have I done? And just something to smile or going, oh, that's a great idea, or just something for a first-time mum. So I'm thinking if you comment with an amazing piece of advice, that's going to be another 3 entries to be able to get this amazing little prize package. Yay! Okay, well, that's enough from me. I've spoken to you for long enough. Please let me know how you're going. Man, I'm missing people. I'm missing my kids. I've been stomping around the office going, people are boring. Bring back the teenagers. But then all the other adults also feel like people are boring. So yeah, we're missing kids, guys. We're missing teaching our kids. But I hope that you are well. I hope that you are keeping safe, that you are keeping sanitized, that you are keeping a smile on your face, and that you are well. Okay. Bye.